follow up to the Sophie Cunningham situation from last night. Odyssey Sims hit the floor very hard during the game last night, and her teammates came out to the floor to check on her.
A leg brace, a playoff win, and a security guard stepping chest to chest at midcourt. In 8 seconds, a celebration turned into the most replayed clip of the night. Tonight, what actually happened around Sophie Cunningham, why the Paula Blart jokes exploded, the double standards people are fighting about, and what this says about the WNBA's star problem going into the semifinals. Quick pulse check. Was that security overstep or just protocol? Comment overstep or protocol and tell me why. I'm pinning the sharpest take.
The girls on the bench, Caitlin Clark, Chloe Bibby, Sophie Cunningham, they came to half court. Did not cross the line, by the way. But for whatever reason, we had a situation involving Paula Blart, mall cop, showed up last night to try to check Sophie Cunningham. Did she think Sophie Cunningham was about to run out there cause an incident? Sophie Cunningham's in a damn leg contraption. It's not even a brace. It's like a contraption.
Indiana punches their ticket to the semifinals. Years of frustration rinsed out in one loud night. The building is buzzing. Players are hugging. Cameras are hunting for joy shots. It's the kind of scene that should live as a clean, triumphant highlight in franchise history. Then it happens. Odyssey Sims crashes to the floor. Hard. The sound yanks the oxygen out of the arena. Teammates sprint in. Trainers lean over. Everyone else freezes. From the Fever bench, Caitlin Clark, Chloe Bibby, and Sophie Cunningham rise and walk to half court, eyes fixed on Sims. They don't cross the line. They don't enter the fray. They just watch, worried, like teammates do.
Now, when your teammate gets injured, you're allowed to hop on the court and just to see if your teammate's doing good. So, injured, healthy. So, Chloe, Sophie, they had every right to be on the court over here.
Here's what made the broadcast screenshot go nuclear. Sophie is in a bulky leg brace. No one is mistaking her for a sprinter. She's motionless near the stripe, literally limited by hardware. And that's when a security guard steps straight into her space. Squared shoulders, palms ready, posture like she's anticipating a rush. The image is strange. The least mobile person on the floor just got the most aggressive body language.
Look at Tres Leches. They're standing their ground.
Odyssey was holding her right.
Chloe Bibby actually looked like she wanted to walk away, but she was like, oh, they're staying. Oh, yeah, I'll stay down. I'll stay down. Look at Chloe Bibby. She's like, all right, we'll go. Oh, Sophie, you're like that? Oh, Sophie, you're like that? Yeah, Chloe, she's like that. She's like that. She ain't moving. And then she puts her hands on the hip. Let me talk to your manager. Oh, shit.
Security's first job is de-escalation. Create calm, build space, set gentle boundaries. What viewers saw looked like the opposite, an officer bowing up on a braced player who hadn't moved an inch past protocol. That mismatch, visual threat versus visible limitation, is why the clip instantly felt absurd. The internet did the rest. Memes land when the contrast writes the punchline for you. Within minutes, timelines filled with Paula Blart mall cop jokes. Because to fans, it looked theatrical, not protection, performance. Comedy turned to commentary. If security is going to police the bench, why single out the one person who obviously can't storm the court?
So last night, the Fever did the impossible, and they advanced to the semifinals. And last night I said, why in the F is that security guard all up on Sophie Cunningham?
And that's the next beat. Sophie wasn't alone. Caitlin Clark and Chloe were right there. Neither got the chest-to-chest treatment. Why zero in on Sophie? Popularity? Personality? Past chippiness? Recognition bias? To viewers, it felt like the guard picked the face most likely to generate a reaction, and boy did it. At first, it's memes. Then the temperature spikes. Comments swing from LOL mall cop to personal attacks, bad faith readings, and accusations that have nothing to do with basketball. Some people twist the frame into culture war content. Others insist Sophie was soaking up spotlight at half court. The actual facts: she never crossed the line, she didn't speak to the guard, she couldn't physically charge anyone, get drowned in the noise.
Still showing that she is the enforcer of the team. I mean, standing toe-to-toe with a police officer, standing toe-to-toe, damn near about to charge at a WNBA referee. Sophie cut like that. You want to know why Sophie cut like that? Because she's from my home state. She's from Missouri. She's from the show me state.
Here's the hard part to talk about without people losing their minds. Perception is doing the driving. If you swapped identities in that same freeze frame, many timelines would narrate it differently. That's not a claim about anyone's intent, it's a reality about how audiences project stories onto screenshots. Sophie became a Rorschach test. Fans didn't just watch the clip, they saw their own narratives inside it. Why Sophie? Because she's not just a role player. She's high engagement. Scroll any WNBA discussion. Outside Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, Sophie's name repeatedly spikes in search, mentions, and debate threads. She's quotable. She's unapologetic. She models off the court, plays with edge on it, and leans into showpersonship. That cocktail is rocket fuel for attention and for resentment. Right as the clip spread, another snippet recirculated. Sophie on a mic, laughing. If there's one thing male sports fans want to see more of, it's me. Supporters heard confident, tongue-in-cheek branding. Detractors heard arrogance. Either way, the timing guaranteed the halftime moment would be read through the loudest possible lens.
And look, I think there is a reason she got up in Sophie's face, and I don't think there was any need to sort of bow up to Sophie like that.
Let's step back. Pro leagues live or die by professionalism optics. Trainers rushing to a fallen player? That reads as care. A guard squaring up to an injured athlete who hasn't broken a boundary? That reads as chaos. Casual viewers tuning in for playoffs don't parse nuance. They react to images. And on this night, the image said, "The league lost control of the moment." And that might be the most damaging part. Indiana did something legit. Gritty defense, composure in the run, leadership on the floor. That should dominate the postgame. Instead, the headlines are about a standoff that never needed to happen. For a league chasing mainstream rhythm, letting the sideshow overshadow the basketball is brutal timing. Say it out loud. Jealousy is part of the WNBA conversation right now. Not just among players, among fan bases. Whenever a star or a personality grabs outsized attention, half the internet decides that attention is unearned. Sophie sits squarely in that crossfire. She's charismatic, camera-friendly, and willing to own it. To some, that's exactly what women's sports needs more of. To others, it's a red cape waving in front of every insecurity they have about coverage and clicks.
Look at this police officer sauntering up. What the bleep are you doing? What? She knew exactly. She thought, I got an opportunity to intimidate this player. I know who she is. I know how popular she is. Let me come out here and get in Sophie Cunningham's face. Let me see if I can make myself a star.
What the tape shows. She stood at half court, did not cross, did not escalate, did not speak to the guard, did not flinch. She held ground without theatrics, even with a brace. If there's a critique to make, it's global, not individual. In high-tension injury moments, everyone, benches, refs, security, benefits from over-clear sideline protocols. What we saw looked like protocols colliding in public. Give the guard a best faith reading. Bodies are moving, emotions spike. Training says, form a human buffer. If you don't recognize who's injured and who's simply standing, you might plant on the most visible person. But best faith intent doesn't erase worst case optics. The better play, Set a horizontal line with hands low. Address the group with calm voice cues, and avoid one-on-one posturing that feels like a challenge. This league is at its best when it embraces its magnets and manages the friction. The magnets, Caitlin, Angel, Sophie, Asia, Stewie, and more, bring people in. The friction, jealousy, identity wars, credibility tests, pushes people out. Nights like this dare the league to do both. Protect the product and let personalities breathe. You can't sell star power and then act allergic to star moments.
But this is one of the ones I believe that posted about that incident. And it was some racist bullshit against whites. And here we are again. Attack of the Crackers.
For the Fever, this is both a gift and a trap. The gift, they're the conversation. The trap, becoming the conversation for the wrong reason. The coaching staff's job is to hard pivot the narrative back to execution. Matchups, shot quality, tempo control, while the organization quietly tightens game ops. Clearer sideline lanes, cooler security posture, cleaner injury protocols. You win twice if you win games and stop feeding the circus. Sophie didn't choose to be the clip of the night, but she handled it like a pro. Steady face, no shove, no point, no word. She'll stay polarizing because she's built that way and because it works. The next best move is to let the play do the talking. Hit shots, make winning rotations, and keep the mic moments witty rather than spiky. The more she converts possessions, the less oxygen the trolls get. If you love women's hoops, here's the uncomfortable truth. Attention is messy. The path from niche to mainstream is paved with nights that feel more TMZ than TNT. The question isn't, can we avoid controversy? It's, can we metabolize it? Can the league turn spikes of drama into durable fandom without letting drama become the product? That's the needle to thread. A player was on the floor. Teammates were worried. A celebration paused for a human moment. That's the heart of the clip. Care, not conflict. Remember that before you write a paragraph dunking on a stranger on the internet. We can keep the takes hot and keep the people humane. Both things can be true. So yes, the mall cop memes were funny. And yes, the optics were a mess. But also yes, the Fever earned that win. If they keep playing like that, this won't be remembered as the night of a standoff. It'll be remembered as the night Indiana started believing it could make real noise. If you think security needs a reset, drop your fix in one sentence below. Best solutions get a shout out in the next video. Sub if you're new, we follow the basketball, not the bandwagons.